We're still here. Against all odds, we're still here. And I'm starting to really relate to the main character waking up in the jail cell at seemingly the start of half of the episodes we do.
Yes. Well, it's important. We need to establish our relationship with these Igor, the two girls, and we're just...
It's so important. We've learned so much from Igor, and he's been such a help on our journey with his cryptic nonsense that he doesn't go anywhere and just kind of tells us, keep doing what you're doing.
He's never seen...
I owe you a lot.
Yeah. He's never seen a dramatic resurgence such as this. We should be thanking you for entertaining us thus. You've even overcome... Yeah.
Cool, thanks, dude. So what am I doing now?
Yeah, where are we?
Well, I can't tell you that. If I told you that, then you'd know. It's like, okay, thanks, Igor.
He's talking
talk as ever.
So cryptically, but so... it's so useless. It's not like he's giving us specific instructions on a prophecy. He's just kind of like, yeah, well, maybe, in your, like, it's a Delphic or a Nostradamus, like, prediction. Where, oh, yeah, I think I see great things in your future.
It's like, great, cool. I mean, there's still this. Yeah, I think I mentioned that in the last episode where it's like, this is the one story beat we got. Morgana's whole thing. That's all we got. This is literally all we got right now. And I've paused and looked at what that whole scene is, and it's nothing. It's something in Mementos, and that's it.
Yeah, Morgana's memories of being also a cat, which is surprising because we assume Morgana is supposed to be a human in the past life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it again. They already did it before. They're not gonna do it again. Besides. One of the weird things that came up in Persona 4 was the fact that shadows can, in fact, have shadows themselves if they basically gain enough sentience, sapience, whatever you want to call it. So that it's like having a shadow, and Morgana's shadow being in Mementos, even if he is a shadow already, doesn't mean anything. So because it's just like that.
Well, if we can't
oppose the will of the public.
Then we just turn ourselves.
Who just took down.
Yeah, we should just turn ourselves in, right?
Yeah, exactly. That is still, that's something that's going to be coming up this episode, which I guess I'll wait until we get to that point. In the meantime, hey, Mishima, what's happening? What's a cracking? Because you're like the only social link we're going to be seeing in this episode.
He's the only one who's, as we've talked about, is really doing anything among the Phantom Thieves and Phantom Thieves. I mean, he's just like really... He's much a better party member than the main character.
He's having a real fall of grace right now.
Yeah.
Like an actual one, you idiots. This is what storytelling looks like. Is it great? Not really.
It's not amazing.
It's something. Unlike the main character's whole plotline, which is nothing.
Yeah. And I mean, this is like a classic.
Nobody's putting that. I don't think that this was planned to be done at this point in the game.
Yeah. Also, I mean, this is a classic like authoritarian power trip by Mishima, and I mean, it's a good writing. Like he wants to help, like, and it's driving him to like want to, be more than a passive, vessel for improving things. He doesn't just want to like find the biggest target. He wants to identify them. Oh, and
yeah, exactly. I also liked when you were saying that Mishima just started barreling the camera. It's just, but at the same time, he is also destined to be nothing more than a passive. That's the thing where he's very aggressive and very active, but not active enough to actually follow us into a palace and get his own persona. That's the real tragedy.
Also, he's just got this kind of generic, like, he's got a bully who's his enemy.
Yeah. I mean, as much like every other arc, it's like we gotta identify the bad person in Mishima's life, so that will take over in the later parts.
Just of this. To completely dampen his arc and make it, just nothing. Like, oh, he's being afflicted by this bully who makes him a bad person.
Yeah, literally exactly that.
It's all of the social links pretty much happen like that, other than Goro so far.
Yeah, Goro's just was like, I fucking hate you, main character, and then he tried to kill us.
It was actually kind of cool because it's like they were just like I love the Goro thing because he just like everybody's like you really like the main character, just admit it. Like
and he's just like, shut up, and his eyes go all crazy.
Yeah.
It's I'm still wondering where exactly that's gonna go, because I still think that one of the fact that the evil people in this game have the capacity for feeling guilt in any way, and the main characters seemingly do not care at all. It's just such a ridiculous thing. Goro's the only one that even approaches getting forgiven.
Uh-huh.
And by approaches, I mean they go fully into there. Maybe we should.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because he's like, is Mishima trying to take advantage of it? He must be evil. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yusuke, why are you even saying that? You don't even know who he is.
No.
Well, once again, Yusuke, shut the fuck up.
And they're being just as corrupt as anything they're accusing Mishima of being. Like, there's a thing, well, he's like a threat to the Phantom Thieves or whatever. And it's like, so we need to go change his heart. So how are you any better?
The only difference is that he's not blackmailing us.
Yeah.
And there he is. Hey. This is what I wanted to talk about for the episode. Phantom Thieves need to just fucking sit down and ask themselves, is what they're doing a necessary evil against the corruption of the system, and it's like they are using a wicked power that is changing hearts, or is it just totally fine and they should just use it on fucking whoever they can?
Yeah, they don't have those
because
questions.
I've thought about that a lot, and worst case scenario, if somebody has a change of heart, they hold themselves accountable for their own actions. Which, yeah. Best case scenario, you lift them out of a life of depression and anger and pain and everything like that by letting them see the world as it actually is, rationally and realistically, like Futaba. Remember how we were going to do that with Futaba? Remember how that's like a thing? It's like you're just supposed to be taking away the distortions in their heart. It's like there's no real downside in just, and besides, one of the things that doesn't really come up a whole lot, but is a thing that we've seen in the past, is that you don't even need to actually fight the shadows. You can just talk to them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mishima doesn't even get that.
Well, if they're just
fuck you, you're not even worth the effort, asshole.
Yeah. No, and the weird thing is, if they're gonna do this, why don't they just have a conversation with Mishima, the person?
Yeah.
This isn't even a ridiculously he's not evil. He's just he's just slightly, he's trying to ride their coattails, which is what they're doing too. They explicitly want to be famous for being the Phantom Thieves up until this
not
the
anymore.
last,
Remember they moved past that.
Oh yeah. Not now that it directly threatens all their lives. That's the only reason.
Yeah. God, I'm so annoyed that it's just is this, they keep trying to broach that subject, is what we're doing right, and then they never do. And I'm sitting over here for 70 episodes being like, yeah, I'm pretty sure what you're doing is right. I'm pretty sure there's very little downside to what you're actually doing, but you still treat it as if it's some sort of horribly evil action.
Uh-huh.
Why not just beat up Mishima and take a stupid, treasure butt or whatever they call it for the Mementos guys?
Yeah.
It's just, he's going to, the only thing that's going to happen is that he's going to just change his heart anyway.
Uh-huh.
Here you can just do it for him and he'll be like, oh, that saved me some effort, some soul searching.
Yeah. By the way, you've mentioned this is the new social link.
Yeah, I'm still showing it off because we're going to be doing Mementos today, and that includes the sort of skill set we're learning here. But I gotta be honest, I'm not going to show this one on screen like a lot of the other social links that I've been doing in secret, because I don't care about this sassy young child.
Yeah, we're
I do like his hat, though. I've been waiting to see his hat for a really long time. Because the Get Smoked hat has been like a dumb meme from this game. And we're like most of the way into November. We just beat up Shido, and I'm like, where's the Get Smoked hat? And here we finally.
Honestly, the Get Smoked kid is pretty cool.
Yeah, but I don't care about the troubles of... And he's also the Tower Arcana, too. Which, if you know,
the
tarot stuff, it's like, that's the one you get for imminent catastrophe, which kind of promises to be something interesting.
Yeah.
I remember back in Persona 3, it was like this old monk who just is like a barfly character, but who's still kind of like loving life. That was sort of interesting. Persona 4 was another kid that you tutored, whatever. I guess it wasn't that bad. Definitely lived up to the disaster though by the end of it. It's like, but I'm just like, let's get this fucking game done.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's like, okay, so we're beating a cheating gamer. That's what we...
Yeah, that's the cheating guy. He was the sexy Chester cheat, as you described him, that we fought in Mementos last time we went in there.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but okay.
It's been a few episodes.
Been a while. But yeah, I don't care about this arc, really, unless there's going to be some really funny or really interesting catastrophe.
We got a great hat out of it, and I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if that appears anywhere else or if it's just King Man, but King Boy. I mean, what am I saying? So he's like an elementary school student.
Yeah.
What sort of plot line are we gonna be getting here?
Yeah. In fairness, I was just thinking about like Ace Attorney has a kid who's like really into the I think of the Steel Samurai or whatever, and that was a really good arc around a grade school kid getting disillusioned by a murder.
Oh, that could... You're right. We could watch a kid get thrust into the real world. Nah, whatever. I don't want to spend the time, even if that might be at least sort of interesting.
Yeah.
Especially considering just like this general state of the world for Persona 5. It's just, I don't want to shove more work onto my plate right now.
Yeah, and
Look,
it's
we're going to finish up Mishima, we're going to finish up Iwai, we're going to finish up Chihaya, and then I'm just going to... Maybe Yoshizawa later. And it's just like, and then we're going to finish the fucking game.
I've got a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. It's going to turn out that, the cheater is actually, coercive.
Oh, no, we just deal with him in this episode.
This is a self-contained thing? Or is there 10 steps?
That's just Mementos, generic minor bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
Presumably that was just to start off this storyline.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any opinions on like Phantom Thieves and their general whole thing? Because it's just, I don't know. I just look at what they do and I'm like, God, the worst thing is that you feel guilty for things you yourself did. And what has Mishima done? He bullied people on the internet, which is bad. You shouldn't do that. But like, he's not gonna go to jail for that. And he also tried to get us to do some dumb bullshit, which we refused to do.
Yeah, it was just he got an agenda against an actor and a bully, and he's kind of being a bully himself, and he's got low self-esteem. Like these.
Yeah.
He's also like what, 14 or 15 years old. Like
he is like. He's in the main character's class, so I believe he's 16.
He's 16, and he's a little bit childish for his age.
And it's like he's still, a huge... I guess, the real thing for main characters is that they really don't want to try and change his heart because then they might realize what a piece of shit organization he's working. And it's just like, I got better stuff to do than try and buff out your idiocy.
Honestly, do we have any evidence that Mishima is less mature than the Phantom Thieves, other than he's a little bit more over?
Oh, he's absolutely not. But,
They're just.
I don't know. It's just the entire thing. I talked about this before, where the plot line is very much contrived to try and make sure the Phantom Thieves never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And I just don't. And yet they still talk about it as if it's this horrible thing that they have to do. The whole changing of hearts.
Yeah. Like have a way for them to do something bad, or just accept that they're all inherently good. And it seems like.
I feel like they've.
Well, write it so that they do inherently good things all the time, instead of just make them active heroes who really care about doing right.
And they just casually walked into Mementos and met up with Mishima's shadow. It's like that couldn't have been done for anybody else. I mean, it's like there's just. Well, right. There's only 10 people that live in Tokyo. I forgot.
Yeah. Anyway,
I suppose there's not going to be too many.
So we just revealed that we're associated with the Phantom Thieves to this child who could say anything.
Especially at this point in the game right now.
Yeah. Pretty unmotivated, if you ask me.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you know, we killed a man.
Look, we gotta go deal with this guy who cheats at video games.
Yeah, have they established like with the public? I don't think the public still thinks that they're guilty of sin against Shido because Shido hasn't confessed. Or I'm sorry, against.
Actually, thinking about that right now. Right. That whole big TV hijacking thing. Main character very clearly showed his face.
Yeah. And
all right, that was a thing.
Oh right, yeah, you showed your face on national TV. Also,
I saw you. It was all over every single screen in existence.
Yes. And he's just walking down the street. Like, he's in a crowded arcade. One of those people has absolutely seen him.
Everyone also watches him from a distance.
Definitely, but whatever.
All right,
Look, what if we weren't able to do Get Smoked, kid?
That's true. He definitely has a very cool hat.
We gotta be able to continue our friendship with Get Smoked Kid and Haru and Yusuke.
Does
all the rest of the other idiots who I'm mostly ignoring when it comes to the series.
So, how would you say Shinya's full name? Is it Shinya Get Smoked Kun, or is it Smoke Kun? Get Smoked Kun?
I have literally been. I mean, here you can actually see for my reference of what I need to do for each day. I just refer to him as Get Smoked.
Yes, you do actually have that in the next to EY and.
Yeah, just to make sure that I remember what I'm supposed to be doing in the English version.
Yeah, you know what you got to do is you got to get smoked today.
Yep. Look, we got to get smoked, and then we got to go meet up with Mishima.
Yeah.
Today.
And then the next day we got to get smoked, and then we got to go meet up with like Chihaya.
And I mean, Get Smoked Kid is pretty generic so far. Just purely like we're gaining the trust of a child.
We've kind of observed what happens with everyone in the storyline. So let's just assume that's also what happens. No, it's not Ryuji. Oh, I hate these stupid things.
I like that your immediate thought is like, yeah, I wish it was all over.
And then it's immediately to, I fucking hate all the IM conversations.
Also, first of all, so Sakura got arrested, and the main characters showed their faces. At least the protagonist and Ryuji showed their faces on every screen. And
maybe they didn't recognize him through the mask.
Yeah, all of his classmates, he's presumably in classes with hundreds of other students. Maybe only 20 or 30.
And they know who he is. He was the most famous person for 3 months out of the 6 months we've been here.
Remember, he was the transfer student.
He was the transfer student. I was talking about using that as like collateral against the Mafia guys back in the Kaneshiro arc.
Yeah.
Certainly could have worked.
So there's a lot of problems with this story arc, like everything. Like
there's a lot of problems with a lot of the story arcs.
Like we know that Goro's presumably out of the picture in terms of like literally causing the shutdowns or doing the murders and stuff, but you're still going out in the streets. You're still
he's not going to assassinate us at least, and I guess Shido's not really going to be calling, but there's still a lot of people that worked for Shido.
Yeah,
as we saw, like in the one room that he was in the last episode.
Yeah, presumably he could have given them their names. He could have, I don't know, like
I'm pretty sure he did.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows who the Phantom Thieves are, at least in Shido's organization.
Yeah, but they're just walking around, just walking on the streets.
They got Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
So they could just go right back there.
Yeah.
And be like, wait, he's still alive? Well, you don't think he would go right back to where he was living, would he? Well, we should at least check.
Yeah, we should probably check at least once.
It's just like, yeah.
What is Mishima saying there? He's just saying, ah.
Ow. Itai means, ouch. It literally means painful, but you just say itai when you get hurt, basically. It's ow.
Oh, Mishima. It's like,
Yep.
I can't even fall right.
It's just, yeah, I wonder. It's like, don't worry. We could talk about the website, but, that's kind of treated as a joke, basically, by everybody.
I mean,
regardless of how good you actually are at managing it.
Well, honestly, I hate to like suggest that they just follow a template instead of making a bad game for 100 hours, but I mean,
yeah,
Mishima's right there, like a shonen protagonist. Mishima seems like a perfect kind of just classic protagonist character. I mean, we've talked about this before, but like really, like you look at shonen, like it's a lot of the protagonists are just Mishima. They need some self-confidence, and a lot of their
or they're more hot-blooded. One of the two.
Yeah, like Kuwabara.
He's more like a harem protagonist.
Yeah.
But I don't. And it's just like, once again, just entirely beholden to the main characters. And now it's just like, oh, let me praise my bully.
Yeah.
Oh, Mishima, this is getting sad.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's like this is like Haru Morgana level of just, man, these guys have been ruined by the Phantom Thieves. Well, anyway, now let's just Mishima's story is done. Let's flip around to Akiyama's story for some fucking reason.
It turns out the school bully was actually like a local crime boss.
That would be more interesting.
Or,
no, he's just being bullied even harder, and he's taking it out on Mishima. Oh no! Yeah, whatever. We are. So your plot line is done. Got it. We got nothing else to do.
So
here.
we actually ranked 10 with Mishima.
I mean, no, I'm still gonna do the next two ranks of it.
Okay,
finish it off, but like, yeah.
Oh, I just wasn't sure. Yeah, okay.
Basically, ultimately, we saw him in the depths of despair, and we chose to do nothing. And he thankfully pulled himself out of it, but we literally have the power to physically stop that, like we were going to do with Futaba. Remember that? But we just thought, nah, he's not even worth the effort.
So we're not getting the confession by Shido.
Or it's just like we're not going to put that evil on him, even though I still say, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it's so ridiculous that it's like, these guys keep trying to bring up this topic, and then they're like, no, there's no time. We got to do other stuff. So I think that if you really do some soul searching, you'll find that it's actually not a bad thing. It's quite the opposite.
Also, I just want to point out that I think we've heard the exact same thing about Masayoshi Shido. Like, oh, he will protect us. He is working in our interest and stuff. Yeah, just like
really, Masayoshi Samael Shido.
Like, I'm not saying that people who ride in buses are going to be automatically schlubs or anything, or even that that's a correlation, but that is a little.
Everybody in Persona 5 is a schlub.
But yeah, it's weird that somebody in the bus, in this crowded bus, is just like, like talking like they are like
loudly about politics of all things. God, I couldn't even imagine that.
Loudly and about politics with like a bunch of academic sounding terms, and just in a way that sounds like he's like parroting Shido's party line. Like, oh yeah, I am enthusiastic about the direction that Masayoshi Shido is prepared to take the country in. We need a strong leader for this country that we live in.
I suppose that, that last scene where they're like, hey, everybody also kind of forgot about like how the guy supposedly suicide during an interrogation by the police, and it's like we've moved past that real quick. But I just assumed that's just Persona 5. Like, they're like, yo, doesn't that seem weird? And it's like, in this game, no.
They just move on.
It's like, it just feels normal. Like, that's why I thought for the longest time, you know, the whole part of main character's capture and
Everyone's
everything was supposed to be normal, and then it was. Like that whole thing where they sent literally dozens of police after him, and then he was drugged and beaten and everything. It's like, no, that happened in the real world.
Listen up.
And so, like, is it that weird?
Yeah, no.
Very well.
But I suppose, okay, there's like, they're implying that there's some sort of force in the background that is maybe making
I'm gonna make
Cheeto more popular, just somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
yeah.
that whole thing. It's like whoever gave Goro his powers in the first place.
Yeah, you kind of have to give like a little bit like
There's some sort of
the
cosmic entity.
the shining, the charisma, or whatever.
We've talked about that before, and
Yes.
it's like, yeah, did you know that it wasn't the main characters that had it? It was the villains, and since the villains were happening to help out the main characters for a long time. Is that really where we're gonna go? What a stupid fucking plot.
Also, I don't know why, but it's really weird to me that we're just continuing to do these like random memento things, like in this crowded. I guess we're the reason it's crowded. Never mind. I guess we're the only people in the cafe. Is the cafe closed? Like, what are we doing? Because I saw.
Yeah, Sakura said that he's just gonna close the cafe whenever we decide to meet up.
Okay.
You know, to go talk to Mishima's shadow and then leave.
Okay, they probably only did that because they were running out of characters in the display.
Even more, baby. We still going. I think that this is the end, though. I don't think we're gonna get an area specific for like Shido's stuff.
Okay.
It seemed like a lot of his the enemies that were appearing in his palace also appeared in just the second half of this one.
Now, are we almost done with the mementos?
This is the only plot line that we have, I guess, other than Maruki, but that's the royal content. So.
Uh-huh.
By the way, it's actually called the royal. No, we're not going to get into that.
So, I mean, but what I mean is, like, are these the only mementos left, or are there a lot of mementos left?
I think this is the final section of it. I'm probably just outright not going to do a whole lot more of, like, the optional stuff unless it happens to come up in, I don't know, Iwai's storyline.
Okay.
Because this is the one for Chihiya's storyline that we're looking at right now.
Okay. Yeah, this is
And then Mishima, obviously, we just decided not to.
This is like the person from the cult.
Yeah, that's a cult leader guy.
Okay.
Basically, Fukurai. Yeah, so we're gonna. He's actually like surprisingly high up there for how late I'm doing this.
Uh-huh.
This is like area 3 or something. Yo, we know you don't even make that much money through the rocks. You drug people, and then get them to donate. Whatever. Hey, it's Baphomet again.
Now, are these...
There he is.
Are these very difficult at this point, or not really?
No, in the third area? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Of course, I'm also playing on, the English version, so it's the easiest difficulty. But, yo, it's not like this was way too much more difficult in Challenging Town.
Okay.
One-shot kill. That's right, I got the bunch of snakes here.
Cool.
Why? I don't know. Look, I like the bunch of snakes, and as we all know, it's just like that is an aspect of the trinity of myself.
That's right, including the Doctor, the Firebird, what is the Firebird, the Pontiac Firebird, and...
The Pontiac Firebird, the Phoenix, and the bunch of snakes.
Yeah, okay. The 3 aspects. Never
Yes.
the train sold meat.
Actually, it probably should. I keep saying Phoenix. It probably should be like a Yatagarasu because I always use a crow as like an avatar. Or dumb bits on stream. And that's technically not fire. That's representative of the sun, but usually, you get that kind of like mixed in with each other.
Okay.
Yep, maybe you are. Wait, you have a sob story too? Too bad. We didn't personally know you, so we beat you up anyway.
Yep.
I mean, that's, once again, never forget that the main characters. They're just awful. I hate them all.
They're just, well, what they are, they're amoral. They're just like, they arbitrarily have some people that they select as social links and some people that they decide are enemies. And they go after the enemies based on the fact that they like the people on...
It's all very self-interested stuff.
Well, it's very arbitrary.
And Goro gets forgiven. Everyone else does not.
Yeah, I think you can kind of... I don't think it's necessarily selfish. I mean, we're doing a good act for Chihaya. It's just that it's arbitrary that she's the saint and this guy, Fukurai, is the villain. It's just completely like, okay, well, we met her first, so she's a good person.
I mean, he is objectively the worst person, but that's just how Persona 5
And
is written.
he does have his own mementos, so he's obviously...
What? So did Mishima.
Yeah, I know. But Mishima, we're kind of treating him as a villain. So, I mean, there you go.
We're sort of good. We're acquaintances.
Yeah, and because we know him, we're not going to just fight him and kill his, mementos or whatever.
Not like the cheating guy who cheated at video games.
Well, he cheated at video games.
Unforgivable.
He deserves to die. And you know what? You're having that
and he's going to.
You know, you have that game fuel. I mean, it would be a disservice.
I do. In fact, I just cracked it open right now. Let me drink the entire thing in one gulp and die.
It would be a disservice to the gamers.
Oh, here it
Whose
goes.
fuel you consume.
I can't just drink the entire thing like I'm Badland Chugs or something. That's a reference. Anyway, hey, special guns.
Uh-huh.
Amazing, Joker!
This always is such a weird villain. This just,
Ose?
fetish Chester Vegeta.
I like him. I would put him on the thumbnail, except obviously it's going to be on the... I was going to do that for the Mishima Palace. Never did.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, but we actually have a better opportunity for a thumbnail in this episode, which I'm also not going to put on there. It's going to be the Get Smoked Hat.
Oh, of course.
Just one big zoom in on the Get Smoked Hat.
Yeah.
Don't worry, like I said, we got a couple more guys we're going to be fighting here. And one of them is a very famous Megami Tensei character.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
I will.
Anyway, so he was laid off. What a tragedy. And now he played video games to cope. What a loser.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
That's unforgivable.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Unforgivable. Yep.
Cheating into...
So yeah, you remember the last guy we had was like a mercenary assassin and everything.
Oh, by the way, this is Tsukasa's brother, Wakasa.
Oh my god.
The other brother was Mikasa.
I can't fucking believe that you're just like, this pun is too good to not bring back.
Mikasa, Tsukasa, Wakasa.
Chernabog. Classic guy. I believe he uses mostly death magic and lightning.
He looks like he uses mostly death magic.
I mean, yes. At the same time, there's a lot of characters that look like this in the actually just. I was gonna say mostly the old Megami Tensei, but now even in the newer Megami Tensei, there's a lot of skulls.
So this is the gamer who cheats, right?
This is what?
This is the gamer who cheats. Is that right?
No, the last guy was Gamer.
This is the guy who.
That's why I had to pull out my cool pro gun moves, which apparently bypasses cheating. I don't know. Go ask Get Smoked.
This is the guy who exploits the elderly.
Yeah, this guy.
Okay, he's a real piece of shit. And if you check your...
But again, it's like the last person that we fought that was kind of like an area guardian was the assassin.
Uh-huh. And honestly, this is one of those things like the CEO. It's like, if you really want to look for somebody for the Phantom Thieves to hate who's actually evil, that is actually something you might be able to find in your local community.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, it's weird that these guys, like the Guardian guys, and especially like the next one that we're going to be fighting here, are like almost worse than some of the major villains. Like this guy, ooh, and the next guy, and obviously the guy who was an assassin. It's just, I don't know, I just like the idea of that. And it's like, there was this man who was literally on the streets, like doing mercenary work.
Yeah,
killing people,
exactly.
And that's more than Madarame.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just here.
And honestly, this guy who just exploits the elderly, he's probably causing, dozens of deaths every year. They're just old people. So
A real piece of shit.
Yeah.
So the big shtick with this is that apparently just like all the walls are being replaced with the doors that you see in between the areas.
Uh-huh.
Ominous. Interesting.
Interesting.
Not quite sure entirely why. Otherwise, you still get the same sort of like bone train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And then this dude, Kamoshida 2.
Uh-huh.
What a
Except,
jerk.
He's in the entertainment
Okay.
industry, which well, at least once again, Madarame is the one who got a big palace.
I can't imagine a producer in the entertainment industry destroying the lives of young girls. That's completely
What?
unimaginable to me.
Yeah. It's just too bad that it's like, we can't go in here until Shido does his whole big apology.
Yeah.
Because I'm betting that we're going to at least find out what the next plot is going to be past this door. Hey, everybody, it's Mara. Again.
Whoa, that is a pretty hardcore enemy.
That is a pretty... Actually did appear all the way back in Kamoshida's palace, but it wasn't the full version of him.
That is a really...
This is the classic design for Mara.
That is a really unsettling enemy on several levels.
Well, I told you we were going to have a better one for a thumbnail, but I'm not going to put that in a fucking thumbnail.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is
Finish you.
this is again classic designed, apparently based on some sort of pun. This is the demon that tempted the Buddha when he was meditating
Oh, wow.
under the tree.
Yeah.
But it's like due to puns, he looks like a giant penis.
Yes. Well, that
So there you go.
that classic wordplay.
Yeah, like I said, they already had this guy. He was a mini boss all the way back in Kamoshida's palace. It's just it was much smaller,
Uh-huh.
Our queen.
which I guess says a lot about Kamoshida.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh.
How about that? I can also make this as a persona pretty soon too.
I like that the phallic part of this is actually not even necessarily the most unsettling part. Like, you're also dealing with snakes, you're also dealing with whatever those teeth are on the front of that car, that wagon. I don't know. Like,
I don't know what's up with that either. But yeah,
it's got arms.
it's also like a lawnmower.
Yep, pretty unsettling across the board, I would say.
Yeah. Tear them apart, Ryuji says.
Oh. What is he saying?
Okay, well, that was a fun experience for everybody. Let's continue on and never speak of it again.
Yes. Oh, but level 69.
Everybody's normal reaction when they first see Mara,
Yeah,
basically.
level 69, that's nice.
Oh, also nice. I didn't even notice that when I was recording.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. So what? That's the third 69 in the series.
Okay, I
And
guess I'll stop
here we
exploiting
are.
the elderly. Shucks. Didn't know. Or I'm sorry, this is the, I
I like these all just
run together.
completely run together in just a total morass of evil to you.
Like, I'll stop being Harvey Weinstein.
Whatever. Yep, you will. I guess.
You showed
Did
me.
it, everybody.
You beat me in single combat. Now I'm gonna stop being evil.
It was not single combat. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
whatever. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That is true.
I could have beat him in single combat. I beat Shido. Certainly, I could beat a giant dick.
Maybe it's because your father died and you haven't, and your only response is to apologize to everyone, Haru. Maybe that's why you're restless.
Man, is what we're doing a good
We
thing?
just need to have everyone talk.
We will not discuss.
This is one of those conversations where it's clearly just like a participation trophy. Everyone has to say one or two things, I think.
Basically, I mean, that's been Persona for a while, since we've gotten like 5 party members.
Yep.
And then one more.
Okay.
Genji was gonna be on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just like thinking that everybody is here listening to exactly what Ryuji's saying.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, geez. It's like, wait, should I call somebody?